What's up, everybody, SNA fans, all one ages. This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another SNA podcast video, and this is the wrestling news on January 23rd, 2024, where Super Ninja Austin is going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know. And we're going to start off on today's wrestling news with some WWE announces new broadcast home. Raw beginning in 2025. And it says right here, WWE has announced this morning that WWE Raw, the promotion's weekly flagship show, will move to Netflix. Wow, this is a very shocking news about. We finally found out where exactly the Red Brand new broadcasting home is going to be, which is going to be on a streaming platform rather than on television. But anyways, like on like a broadcasting TV channel, I should say. But anyway, it says in January 2025, the new long-term partnership will see the Red Brand show initially broadcast on the streaming platform in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and Canada, and in Latin America. More countries will be added to the future. Additionally, Netflix will become the home of the weekly WWE show, as well as premium live events such as WrestleMania for international fans. The WWE Netflix deal is reportedly worth $5 billion over 10 years. It means that WWE, owned by TKO Group Holdings, will earn $500 million a year from the new media rights agreement. Raw's current deal with USA Network, which will expire in October, is said to be worth to be to 260 million per year. Meanwhile, the new partnership with Netflix will see Raw leave in linear television for the first time since the show began airing in 1993. And what are your guys' thoughts on this very shocking rumor about the new broadcasting home for Monday Night Raw being on Netflix? And do you love this idea? Which I would say, for me, I would say this would be good when it comes to being a streaming kind of guy, like whether if it's Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Peacock, particularly, and even Netflix too. So I'll say this would be a good thing, but still at the same time, I just love the traditional watching it on TV kind of deal, like on a weekly basis, like on a TV channel like the USA Network. But if it did on Netflix, I think it'll be kind of more easy and convenient when it comes to being it'll be very convenient, like for a guy that's used to streaming, like with his family, like that would be like not much of a bad idea. Like for me, is that kind of guy, but at the same time, I would say I'll be missing it being on the USA Network, being for the fact that it's very it'll be what's that? Because it's more excuse me. What's that word I'm looking for? I'll say it's like some kind of like connection when it comes to watching the TV, like on a channel, like on a TV channel. Yeah, if that makes sense. But yeah, I would say this would probably be easy for those who don't have cable or even like any kind of connection with TV broadcasting that only stream like on their TVs or computers or phones, tablet, or any kind of smart electronical device, or even connect your gaming system on your TV or whatever the case may be. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on this. And this is very huge. This is going to be the news of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody else on YouTube's talking about this by now. But anyways, let's move on to the next wrestling news. And it is we got some WWE announces a high-profile role for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in parent company TKO. And we got some Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson news now, as he has been pointed to the board of directors in TKO Group Holdings, the parent company of WWE. The company has announced TKO has formed in September 2023 following Endeavor's acquisition of WWE, merging the wrestling brand with MMA organization. UFC TKO made Johnson's appointment to the board official with a press release noting his significant experience identifying and cultivating revenue generating media rights, live events, sponsorship, licensing and social media opportunities, alongside with his appointment. WWE announces that it has agreed with Johnson to give him full ownership with the trademark of his own ring name, which is The Rock, of course. I am thrilled with The Rock saying in response, I am thrilled not The Rock. What I'm saying, I mean, with Endeavor's saying this with this new report, saying, I am thrilled to partner with Dwayne and welcome his immense talent to TKO's board. Dwayne brings an incredible track record of creating content and building globally globally recognized consumer brands, and he will play a key role in realizing our ambitions for TKO and CEO and Endeavor CEO and Ari Emanuel. Vince McMahon also offered his thoughts on the former WWE champion transition to the boardroom. Very few people on the planet understand convent the convergence of sports entertainment, media, and business like Rock. We are proud to have him join the TKO board to help take our company to new heights. It was also announced that Brad Keywell, I believe, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, Uptake Technologies founder, has joined TKO's board of directors. The board is now comprised of 13 members: Emmanuel McMahon, Nick Khan, Mark Shapiro, Peter Benoit, Egon Durbin, uh, Steve Conan, Jonathan Kraft, Sonia Medina, Nancy Tellum, Kerry Willer Johnson, and Keywell. The Rock made a return to WWE on screen recently during the day one special episode of Monday Night Raw on New Year's Day. He closed his segment with a veiled shot at Roman Reigns, spurring belief that spurring belief the two may lock horns in a in a generational dream match. But what's your thoughts on The Rock being a part of the TKO board and partnering with them and Endeavor? Do you think this is great news for the Brahma Bull, or do you think it's going to be, or do you think it, or do you think this is bad for him, like for his commitments in Hollywood? Which I don't think that's the case, like, or anything else in the matter. Like that's not like that. It's something that's not like something that's going to keep him from doing his other things and ventures, which I doubt that'll be an issue because they'll probably would try to arrange any sketch, like trying to arrange something for The Rock, even if he does have something scheduled in, like whether if it's a movie role or some kind of a project on TV, like about with celebrities, like whether if it's a game show or some kind of a charity event, or even some kind of sports event, like him making a special guest appearance, or even a talk show. Talk shows are usually your special guests is they're being interviewed about your success and what's the like about whatever movie he's making or whatever. What was the best thing of him in the wrestling world or anything in the matter, like in the in this world of entertainment, like. But I'll say more likely, like when it comes to that, like when it comes to for like with his movie role, and he has to do some what's that, shoots and stuff, like and all, like I'll say some shoots and some what's that called, do some shoots and what's that, in acting general, like with like in the movie, but yeah, stuff like that. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. I think it's great news for him, so he can still have a working relationship with the Stanford-based company, thanks to Endeavor partnering with the great one and the People's Champ. And let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is. We got some more WWE news. Is that Raw may need a temporary broadcast home in the start of October, starting October 2024. And it says right here onto this news, like this morning, WWE announced that its flagship series, Monday Night Raw, would be heading to streaming giant Netflix, the granddaddy of all streaming services, by the way. But the point is of this. But back to the point of this news, it says in several major territories, including the United States, starting next January, with the current American TV rights for Raw expiring in October, though, that leaves the series without a broadcast home for several months later this year, which will be leaving them out like in October. I'll say that's only like 3 months, yeah, until they go to Netflix. Which perhaps you should have got it sooner if you don't know what other broadcasting home, besides the USA Network or even Netflix. But I'm going to talk about more about this as soon as I get done reading this article. It says, like, according to reports from Variety, it is still being determined, like with. Hey, where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. It is still being determined where exactly Raw will air to close out 2024. Wrestling Inc.'s sources at WWE said a plan for Q4 2024 is for forthcoming, but did not provide specific details. It remains possible that WWE could work out a deal to extend its contract with NBC Universal until the end of 2024, with the next destination for Raw already set in stone. It's hard to envision any TV network agreeing to air the show for such a brief time before it heads to streaming for the heads to streaming for the foreseeable future, taking a significant TV audience with it. Like Raw is set to air live 53 weeks per year, according to Netflix chief content officer Bella Banjaria Banjaria Banjaria, starting out the show with an air on Netflix in the United States, Canada, Latin America, and the United Kingdom. It was pointed out that WWE will continue moving its show to Netflix in more territories as their existing broadcast deals come to an end, strongly imp, im, impli, implying uh, that the brand aims to be the global home of Raw and WWE in general. Outside the United States, broadcast deal includes the company's other TV shows as well as all WWE PLEs within the United States. WWE's content is on Peacock, but that deal is set to expire in 2026. It certainly seems as through Netflix is now a leader contender to bid for WWE's content library in the United States with it becomes available. What's your guys' thoughts on this latest? What are your thoughts on this? Like about WWE could have their content be moved over to Netflix as soon as their deal with as soon as their deal with not Netflix, Peacock. As soon as their deal with Peacock, excuse me, not trying to keep stuttering right now, but anyways, what's your thoughts on WWE deal with Peacock like coming to an end, and do you think they're going to move their content, their content and library over to the Netflix streaming platform as soon as their deal expires, like in the next 2 years from now? Because they made a deal with Peacock back 3 years ago around this time. I think it was back in March. Yeah, that's when they had their Fastlane pay-per-view, and me and my brother watched that premium live event because we kind of started our account with Peacock, of course. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And what's your thoughts? Which I would say, that would make sense for them to move to Netflix if they're going to be full time, making Monday Night Raw their broadcasting partners. But then again, they're going to have SmackDown on the USA Network at that time, and NXT on the CW. So I'll tell you, well, best to keep it on Peacock. But at the same time, like, what if NXT and SmackDown goes to the Netflix streaming service? Then that means, or the streaming network, I should call it. Yeah, which I would say streaming network when I'm basically explaining what the streaming service is described, of course. Like, so that would make sense to call it as what it is, like an adjective even. But anyways, let's move on to the her next wrestling news, and it's some Rhea Ripley news. Discusses how her personality helped her connect to WWE fans, and Rhea Ripley has been a dominant part of the women's division in recent times, while also playing a major impact in the men's division due to her Judgment Day ties. Despite being a heel, she has managed to win the fans over, which she believes is down to being herself on screen. Rhea Ripley, and this is what Rhea Ripley had to say on when she was interviewed by ESPN. I get very fed up, and I stop listening to others, and I want to live my life the way I live my life. So I am very grateful to everyone that has gravitated towards me, just not caring. It's authentic, and I think that's what people see. I'm not going out there and I am not playing a character. Ripley uh, brings elements of her own personality into her on-screen character, which has helped her get over to the level she has with WWE fans. The gimmick she has right now is vastly different from how she looked and acted during her initial appearances, and that is why she's happy to have her mother's temper, as it allowed her to make the decision to which switch things up. And then she closed out the interview by saying, I feel like that's what happened with Cody as well as Steve, which, yeah, we're referring to Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold Steve Austin. But anyways, I feel like they tied these different characters, and they didn't work. They didn't work. Said she said they finally just decided that they wanted to be genuine and authentic, and that's what really worked for them, because you're not trying when you're out there. You're just reacting to, and you're just being natural with things. And at the end of the day, I think that's what makes the perfect performer. And I agree with this on Rhea Ripley. Do you guys agree with the current women's world champion from this interview with ESPN? Let me know in the comments down below. And I would say, yeah. And that's exactly what happened to Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold Steve Austin and plenty of more wrestlers that I can hardly name right now. But I can name for like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Cody Rhodes. Like, with start off with Stone Cold, like he was the ringmaster character as the stunning Steve Austin with a slick back blonde hair. He was like that for like the early '90s until the mid 2000s. That's when he was like, hey, like, screw this right now. It's not giving me any popularity in the pro wrestling business. So I might shave these locks off, styling the baldness, and then start being like this rule breaker character, like which that what made the Attitude Era was born when he was in WWE. Like, when he brought the ringmaster character to WWE, and then he shaved his head is where he got the rule breaker character, like of him whooping his boss's rear end because he's a horrible evil boss. Especially what he did well, especially when he turned heel and screwed Bret Hart from retaining his WWE Championship because he was afraid that Bret Hart was going to take the title to WCW and be like, I'm not sure if it was the Alundra Blaze incident happened before or after, but I'll say if it happened before, I'll say maybe it was because that she did that before she left WWE. She still had the women's championship with her, the original women's championship with her. She threw it in the trash can. And yeah, and that's what everybody remembers to this day. And I don't think Bret Hart would have done that. He promised him that he would drop the title the day after if he let him retain the championship, which he then did. Though he just screwed him out of the championship, making it look like Shawn Michaels actually made him tap out or submit, like when he hit the sharpshooter. But anyways, but the point is, like, that's what the Attitude Era was born. Like especially with the character of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ever since he beat Shawn Michaels for that exact same championship at the following year's WrestleMania in 1998. But anyways, that's how Steve, because he didn't really see much, not doing any favors or benefiting. He's not benefiting off the character of the ringmaster, and he was more better as the rattlesnake. Yeah, as the rattlesnake persona. And same with Cody Rhodes. Like, first he had like multiple gimmicks. He was the son of Dusty back in 2007, 2000, and then towards the end of 2007, beginning of 2008, he started a tag team alliance with Hardcore Holly, which he was the tag team Cody with him, and then he betrayed him and became Ted DiBiase Jr.'s tag partner. When Ted Cody was like, no, I don't want to face you, Cody. I want to face him, which was Holly. And this is where he DDT'd him. That's where he turned heel. They won the tag team championship, and he introduced his new tag team partner, with Cody Rhodes defeating his own self along with Holly in order to regain the championships with his new tag partner, Ted DiBiase Jr., that's when they reformed Legacy with Randy Orton. And then for at least 2 years until 2010, and then they split up and they had a match, triple threat match to be the exact, at WrestleMania, which Randy Orton turned babyface on them. I think that was the case. Or was it Ted DiBiase Jr. or Cody Rhodes turned heel on him? I think it was either one, yeah. But anyways, this is where we had the dashing Cody back in 2010 era until 2011. He was undashing, and then he was a mustache guy in 2012 to 13, and this is where he became Brotherhood in 2013 towards the end until 2014. And in 2014, he was Stardust persona when they tried to find something new for him to play as, like with him continuing the team with his brother, because his brother Goldust was his brother Dustin was Goldust at the time, and then they wanted him to be similar like him, Stardust, and he's like, that's fine, but when it comes to me being a single star, and especially if I'm trying to be a main eventer, I don't want to be this character, which they did not want to listen to him about that. So he left WWE back in 2016. He made a name for himself in the Indies and in Impact Wrestling and the National Wrestling Alliance, becoming I believe the longest reigning NWA World Champion. And he created a company which they start off with All In, with all the wrestlers and all the companies from Ring of Honor, from Major League Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA Impact Wrestling, well, Impact at the time Wrestling, and then and what other company I'm missing? I'll say in the National Wrestling Alliance, and then that's where AEW was born. Like when they back in 2019, the following year after 2018, and then he became and ever since 2016, his post WWE run, he was known as the American Nightmare, the beginning of the American Nightmare. And he was the executive vice president for AEW, held the TNT title for like at least 3 separate occasions, and then he went back to WWE in his last run, is TNT champion, like in the final year of his AEW run, went back to WWE, and then he faced Seth Rollins as his mystery opponent, and he's been on here ever since, like even winning tag team gold with Jey Uso as the undisputed tag team championships against the Judgment Day, until his brother Jimmy Uso cost him the tag team championships. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below and what your thoughts on Rhea Ripley's comments on that. And her character reminds her of herself as a person, except in the opposite way when she's not a bad guy, which I'll say I'll believe that in a way. Like if you think of her in like Sami Zayn, it's kind of like a similar scenario. Like if you saw Sami Zayn when he was a heel and he said that on the interview, like his character is basically what he's like in real life, except in the good way, in the complete opposite manner. But yeah. But now I can see like him playing this character now as a good guy, as a baby face. He's reflecting himself in reality. But anyways, let's I think that's the best thing to do. So like you like the character you're playing as, you like it should be the one that should be like that reflects you in reality. Like I'll say at least as a good guy, of course. Yeah. But anyways, let's move on to the next news, and that is WWE and Netflix executives comments on new Raw broadcast rights deal. And it says right here, another monumental shift occurred in wrestling today when WWE and Netflix announced a 10-year, $5 billion agreement for WWE Raw to air on the streaming platform starting in 2025, along with SmackDown and NXT and WWE PLEs airing on Netflix. Internationally, needless to say, both sides appeared to be very happy with the deal. In a press release sent to Variety this morning, announcing the agreement, executives from both WWE and Netflix raved about the agreement, starting with Netflix Chief Content Officer Bella Bajara. We saying we are excited to have WWE Raw with its huge, passionate, multi-generational fan base on Netflix. Bajia said, Bajaria said, Bajaria said, by combining our reach, recommendations, and fandom with WWE, will be able to deliver more joy and value for their audiences and our members. Raw is the best of sports entertainment, blending great characters and storytelling with live action 52 weeks a year. And we are thrilled to be in the long term partnership with WWE. WWE President Nick Khan was equally enthused, believing that Netflix reputation makes it the perfect partner for what WWE is looking to do as Raw entered the streaming realism for the first time. In its relatively short history, Netflix has uh, engined, engineered, engineered a phenomenal track record for storytelling. Khan said, "We believe Netflix as one of the world's leading entertainment brands is the ideal a long-term home for Raw's live, loyal, and an ever-growing fan base." As high as both Bajaria and Khan are on the deal, their enthusiasm was eclipsed by TKO board of directors, member and endeavor partner not part. I don't think partner. President. Where did that even came from? President of COO, and president in COO, Mark Shapiro. Shapiro said, or Shapiro believes that the deal not only alters the landscape of pro wrestling, but of mass media in general. It's it's because of that he feels the deal is a victory all across the board. This deal is transformative. Shapiro said it marries the can't miss WWE product with Netflix. Netflix is but with extraordinary global reach and locks in significant and predictable economics for many years. Our partnership found fundamentally alter, alters and strengthening the media landscape, dramatically expands the reach of WWE and brings weekly live appointment viewing to Netflix. And Shapiro had this to say into into this uh into this announcement. Well, we both can rarely remember a time when a deal was truly a win for both sides. A universally like attractive platform means uh, universally attractive attractive property, like Shapiro said, both have significant and loyal followings, and the price and the many parts of the deal are right for both parties. And what are your thoughts on this? Like from Mark Shapiro, Nick Khan, and what's the name of that other guy? Bajaria. I'll say Nick Khan, Bajaria, and Mark Shapiro. Let me know in the comments down below. I would agree in a way. And if I couldn't help but notice, they said along with NXT and SmackDown. That means it's gonna be replayed on Netflix. Like maybe so for the fact that they're gonna still be on TV because rumor has it that WWE already found TV network homes, like bringing SmackDown back to USA and putting NXT on the CW, which I believe they still will still be in Netflix for the fact that WWE made a deal with the streaming platform Netflix for at least for Monday Night Raw, like the air on live or even replay. And yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. I think if they're gonna find a broadcasting home and if they're gonna be streaming, if it's not gonna be Peacock, I think it's gonna be. I think it should be, and most definitely should be Netflix because that's the next best thing to Peacock. But let's move on to the next wrestling news, and it's Grayson Waller news. By with uh, when him reacts to Dwayne Johnson, uh, Dwayne Johnson appointment to TKO board. Grayson Waller is making his thoughts on Dwayne The Rock Johnson's appointment to the board of directors in WWE's parent company, TKO Group Holdings. Known in a post on X, Grayson Waller wrote, "Wait, is Dwayne my boss now?" Alongside a GIF image of Dwight from The Office, looking confused. Waller Waller and Rock have traded barbs on social media before, and with Waller once saying his debut at Madison Square Garden was bigger, was bigger than the Rock's. Bigger than the Rock's. Waller mocked the legendary wrestler's debut outfit at the excuse me, at the Rock's debut outfit back when he was known as Rocky Maivia, which Johnson was previously referred as in arts and crafts wearing outfit from Michaels. Johnson responded to Waller's remarks at the time, saying, "Here's what's more cringe: the fact you look and sound like you drop out of some job." They drop out some jabroni drop out on some jabroni's balloon knot. The nice haircut in Outback jack off. Waller invited Rock to appear on the Grayson Waller Effect talk show on for the Grayson Waller rub to get his movie career back on the right path. The Aussie star also failed to help his friend and tag partner Austin Theory take down Rock back in October. And here's the post from Grayson Waller right here on X, formerly known as Twitter. And what's your thoughts on Grayson Waller's reaction to? What's your thoughts on Grayson Waller's? Excuse me. Reactions about The Rock being partnering with TKO Group Holdings. Let me know in the comments down below. And do you think he will be Grayson Waller's boss, or do you think it's just some kind of this is only a partnering deal with him working with him and not owning anything that's Endeavor related? But yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is we got AAA announces date. AAA announces Triple Mania dates retirement tour for Lucha Libre legend. 2024 is nearly a month old, and aside from reaffirming their partnership with TNA, imparting ways less than like immiscible in a microble a micro as I say in a microbly with tar with a with amicably with Black Taurus. Lucha Libre AAA has had a relatively quiet start to the year. The promotion hasn't been planning things, including perhaps saying goodbye to one of the biggest stars in the history of Lucha Libre. At press conference Tuesday, AAA unveiled their 2024 plans, with the most notable being the return of the Triple Mania series. Like past 2 years, Triple Mania 32 will take place across three shows, set in Monterrey, Neovo, Leon. Hope I pronounced that right, and hopefully I got the numbers right with their annual AAA Triple Mania event. But anyways, to to he in Tijuana in Tijuana, Baja, California, in Mexico City, with Triple Mania, Triple Mania 32 Monterrey, like occurring first on April 27th in Estadio Mobile Super, yeah, Stadio Mobile Super. Triple Mania 32 conclude the series on August 17th in Arena C, Ciudad de Mexico, and you can see it right here for you guys on their official Lucha Libre AAA Twitter page right here, or in their post, I should say, on their page. And it also says right here, well, no announcements were made regarding the Triple Mania 32 cards. They are likely to feature some of the final matches in the career of Lucha legend Vampirino. Vampiro, I should say, rather than Vampirino. Vampiro. AAA also announced that 2024 would feature a farewell tour for the Lucha legend, who will then wrap up his career at the end of the year. No further details were provided at the time. And here's a post from the Lucha Libre legend. And what on this for you fans right there, and Lucha fans that's in the pro wrestling community, I should say. Let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to hear y'all's opinions about this matter, and who's going to be on the card for Triple Mania. Like how I know about WrestleMania, like with some of the wrestlers wrestling on the card, but that's a story for another. That's another story for another day. But I would say, I never heard of this guy before, Vampiro, and if I did, it would be like it would have been in a memberless moment. I've never heard of this guy. These are one of the rarest guys I know, and I know pretty much everybody in the wrestling business. I'd never heard of this guy. And if I did, I would say I must have not been paying attention too much like I do with the other legendary wrestlers around the world. But anyways, I just don't follow. Like, yeah, sorry about it, my friend, but yeah, I just don't know anything about this legendary luchador. But anyways, let's move on to the next wrestling news. And we got some couples news between Montez Ford and Bianca Belair about their new show, Love in WWE, which there's a full trailer of the series right here. With it's saying early this month, Hulu will premiere the first episode of Love in WWE. Bianca and Montez, the new reality series, focus on Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. Ahead of the show's debut, the first full trailer has been released by YouTube. Right, and in addition to providing a sneak peek at the series for fans, the trailer acts as and introduction to the two WWE stars for those who don't already know them, taking place in the lead up to last year's WWE WrestleMania 39. It looks as though the show will explore Ford's struggle to find an prominent position within the promotion as one a subplot, as well as Bianca Belair deciding if and when she may want to have a child, featuring brief snippets of their life like at home and backstage, as well as plenty of wrestling footage. WWE looks like it will fill the void left by the company's previous TV shows, such as Ms. and Mrs. and Total Bellas and Ford's. I mean, in addition to Belair and Ford, believe glimpses glimpses could be seen of WWE stars such as Liv Morgan, Otis, and Ford's Street Profits tag team partner Angelo Dawkins. Roughly a year after the first season being filmed, both Belair and Ford have found themselves on a solid footing within the company. Belair could continue her run as one of the most popular performers in wrestling, and she's currently preparing to compete at this weekend's WWE Royal Rumble. As for Ford, he and Dawkins and recently ally Bobby Lashley have formed a group called the Pride, the the trio recently being labeled as baby faces on the WWE roster. What's your thoughts on this? This new upcoming WWE reality show, Love and WWE, between the EST and one half of the Street Profits. And do you think it's gonna be a success? I sure hope it does. And I want to wish them the best of luck for both WWE performers and slash couples, I should say, and wish them the best in their foreseeable future, and get some kind of ratings for the show, like to see what's like something that's like the insider fact of the two wrestling couples about what they do outside of the ring, and shows like when they're backstage too, like when they're performing, or like performing in a wrestling match or segment or whatever kind of deal it may be. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. It's kind of sound like AEW All Access and Total Divas. Which, yeah, they also show things what happened with them, like backstage or at their house or anything like that. It's kind of reminds me of the Kardashian reality series, but yeah, even though I'm not much of a reality show, unless when it comes to discoveries or wrestling, kind of related things, like what if it's wrestling, ghost hunting, or food, or like a home improvement kind of project, or something like that, and that's related to that. I'm not really interested of reality shows, but this is about wrestling stuff. So, but even for that, I'm not sure if I'll be seeing the show anytime soon. But maybe somewhere in the foreseeable future, I probably will try it out and watch the show and see what what uh, what exactly the couples do, like when they're not in the wrestling squared circle. But yeah, let's move on. But until then, we're just we just have to tune in and see what's their life is as non wrestlers and just normal people, I should say. But let's move on to the next some backstage news on reported changes to WWE SmackDown broadcast team. It says there is soon to be one seat to fill on the WWE SmackDown commentary team, according to multiple sources, including Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, and CE Scopes Kevin Patrick is out as a commentator on WWE SmackDown show, which is currently calls alongside Corey Graves. SC SE Scoops Aaron variable excuse me reported that Patrick will be removed from the desk, and WWE source said it just wasn't working out with Kevin Patrick on SmackDown. As of this writing, no replacement has been announced. Patrick and Graves had previously been calling WWE Raw before a change up with the company last August that saw the duo move to SmackDown alongside Michael Cole. The Wrestling Observer reported the time WWE thought putting Patrick together on commentary with Cole would help him grow. However, another change was made earlier this month, and Cole began to only call Raw alongside Wade Barrett. Patrick, whose real name is Kevin Egan, Kevin Egan, joined the company in March of 2021 as a backstage in Raw Talk host before being moved to Talking Smack. He also provided play-by-play commentary on WWE Main Event. Patrick even hosted a podcast, WWE After the Bell with Corey Graves, which ended in November. WWE still has Patrick listed as a Raw commentator on his official profile. Patrick has yet to comment on the reported change. And what's your thoughts on this? Onto this, where Kevin Patrick is probably no longer going to be a SmackDown commentator, and who will take his place if these reports are true? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to the next wrestling news, and we got some R-Truth news. Says WWE's Royal Rumble 2024 will be a Judgment Day type of event. The 2024 WWE Royal Rumble is set to take place at Tropicana Field this Saturday. R-Truth, who has been attempting to win over the Judgment Day in recent weeks, was asked by Fightful how he was feeling heading to the Rumble event. And this is what R-Truth had to say into this Fightful interview, saying, "I'm feeling great, man." Truth answered him, "I'm feeling good. The team's feeling good. Team's looking good. I think the Royal Rumble is going to be a Judgment Day type of pay-per-view. As it stands, Judgment Day member current men's Senior Money in the Bank contract holder, and one half of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion Damian Priest will enter the 30-man Royal Rumble match this weekend. However, Priest's preparations, like for the over the top rope elimination bout, didn't go according to plan last night on WWE Raw, as Truth cost him his match against Drew McIntyre. When Truth initially appeared at ringside with Priest's cut of the Judgment Day's merchandise sales, the Puerto Rican-born wrestler pushed the former 24/7 champion away. Truth then attempted to put the cash in Priest's briefcase, but when he climbed onto the apron to ask Priest for the combination, McIntyre caught him with a right hand. When Priest landed his finisher, his finisher on the Scottish Warrior, the referee didn't deal with Truth, and that's when McIntyre took advantage to score the victory. Which, my mistake, I said a Claymore kick, but I meant to say a right hand, like when he was trying to give him a pay cut and try to put it in his briefcase, which I mistakenly did not mention that he was trying to put it in the briefcase, which he was. My mistake on that as well from yesterday's podcast. I promise I'm gonna make. I made it up with this one, so I don't have to be corrected already. But anyways, let's continue this talking about this news story right here. At the moment, it's unclear if Priest's fellow Judgment Day associates, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough, will be entering the men's Rumble. Aside from Priest, only 10 other wrestlers have declared for the bout, including the likes of Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre, which means there are still plenty of spots available for the trio. Enter Truth has yet to declare for the match either. Since Ripley remains Women's World Champion, she likely won't enter the Women's Royal Rumble, which only six have entered so far. But I would say, yeah, she's either gonna be in a match, which I don't think that's gonna be the case. But I think she could, excuse me, but I think she's gonna be watching by sitting, having the chair right beside the commentators and see who she's gonna face at WrestleMania. Which it could be Nia Jax, it could be Becky Lynch, it could be anybody at this point. But I'll say except for Bayley. Even if Bayley did win, I don't think she's gonna really go for it. It's just a ruse or some kind of an elaborate trap for Io Sky, like to make it look like she's not gonna go after her rather than target Ripley. But she's gonna pretend that's the case, like only for her to cash in her Royal Rumble win if she does win the Rumble match and face Io Sky. Whether if Io Sky and the rest of Damage Control turns on Bayley or if she turns on them, like vice versa, of course. But let me know in the comments of who's exactly going to win and what's your thoughts on R-Truth. His comments about the Judgment Day doing good and the Royal Rumble's looking all right. Like, and who do you think is going to win the men's and the women's Rumble? And most importantly on this news, who's going to win the men's? Which already got top two names that could possibly win. But y'all want them to finish their stories. But yeah, I'm going to let you be the judge of that in the comments down below. And we're going to end today's wrestling news video with some with Kurt Angle news, and Shelton Benjamin talks about their time as Team Angle along with Charlie Haas. And it says, though they weren't together for a long time. Yes, Birdie, did you have to do? No, I don't think so. I don't think your parents are gonna like that, Birdie. Mighty Birdie. You I'm not sure this will be a good idea. You can even ask your mommy and your daddy this, but I don't think they're gonna agree with this by putting some water in this. Unless it's in a nice summer day outside. But anyways, onto this article. Oh my gosh. Though they weren't together for a long time, Team Angle, the three men stable, feature Kurt Angle, Sean Benjamin, and Charlie Haas, made an impact upon first forming in late 2002. Over the next several months, the trio would dominate SmackDown to the point that it looked like they they become the brand's number one faction, with Angle holding the WWE Championship, while Haas and Benjamin would win the WWE Tag Team Championships in February, of course. Dang it.
No, I got in the door though. Got one of us in the door. Oh no. No, she only said, oh, you had a freshman. I was going to ask her, but you said, come on, Mama, come on. I heard her. She said, you said,
You're not fucking.
no, I know who she is.
You don't have your shit together at all. Anytime I go somewhere, they got everybody for their information.
I got her name. I know her name. And somebody, she has a phone number. That she probably has a mistake.
Yeah. That's what different over here.
No.
Yeah. Talking about me. Bitch, you were in there for a whole hour. I ain't got rest.
No, I'm going to call her for what she said. Because I was productive for me. Because now I know. No. I'll be $10. I'll be $10.20 tomorrow, whenever it's Thursday. Because that wasn't.
Sorry about that. My phone. Go back to the wrestling news slide. It said. I done in February, of course. On the latest episode of the Kurt Angle Show, Benjamin stopped by to chat with Angle about their time together in Team Angle. Benjamin heaped praise on Angle for mentoring him and Haas during their time together, while still being open-minded regarding suggestions from the duo. He said, Kurt was he was our captain. He was our leader, Benjamin said. But he made us feel like we mattered. We were part of a team. It was Team Angle, but it was Kurt was like a brother. He's our big brother. He's not treating us like a lackeys, like us not treating us like his lackeys or anything like that.
I see your laptop.
But why, Birdie Bird?
F
Kurt is treating us like equals, and I think that played into why things work so well between us. Like we all just got along, in one of the biggest honors that I personally had that early on was at one point. I remember Kurt, you said, ask us, me and Charlie, hey, how How do you do something like that? So it's like in my head, he's already phenomenal, but he's asking for my advice of or our device. So it wasn't just hey fellow my hey hey fellow my hey follow my lead. It's like hey guys, what do you guys think? So it was so much fun, and I like and I like said Kurt was we like I said, Kurt was we couldn't have had a better guy at at the helm. Like he was absolutely awesome. Despite the early success, Team Angle would break up in June of 2003, a little more than half a year after forming. The decision to break up Team Angle remains a sore spot for both Angle and Benjamin, who feel there was more for the unit to do. But while Benjamin remains unsure of who decided to disband the stable, Angle blames himself for it, believing the time he missed follow WrestleMania recovering from his neck injury was cat the catalyst for the groups dismissed. It was and he admitted saying it was my fault. Angle said I broke my neck, and when I came back, they were like, "Hey, we we need to change staff up where we are going to have you face Charlie and Shelton." And it was like, wait a minute. We just started this. Like we only went about 6 months before they kind of split up. It's like maybe 7 months. It wasn't long that at all. It wasn't long at all. We were really, really good. We could have been one of the greatest factions in the history. We had something special. We had something really cool going and really cool going on. And it just sucks that I got injured, and that's the reason why. It was disappointing for us too, Benjamin said. Like I said, we were having so much fun with it. The fans loved it. We loved it, and honestly, I felt like we still had so much more to learn from Kurt. Kurt just being under his tutelage be but things happen, and however made the decisions they weren't budgeting on it. I think we are all I think I speak for Charlie when we all feel like yeah they broke us up way too soon. I wish somebody else could help me pay $62 today. But then you gotta break my penny. What are your thoughts on Kurt Angle? What are your thoughts about both Kurt Angle and Shelton Benjamin's comments about their team as Team Angle? And do you think it was way too soon they broke them up back in 2003? Let me know in the comments down below, which I believe they kind of did. Even though they have one kind, they got this one. They do have a. I mean, they did have a pretty good stint of being tag team champions and WWE champion. I mean, that's very memorable, but they could have been longer. I agree with Kurt Angle and Shelton Benjamin. And maybe it is the fault of the injury, but But if I was Kurt Angle, don't I'll say don't really blame it on himself because it happens. Because especially if you're competing in an industry like this one, like of course anything's gonna happen, and it's not a guarantee that it's gonna be a guarantee. There's a promise that you're gonna be okay after taking bumps in the ring like that. Even though some of the reason why he had a broken neck because of his Olympian his Olympic days as an Olympian. But yeah, but at that time it then got better. Like when he took some certain bumps that went like a little bit likely over went a bit too wrong. Yeah. But yeah, to the point that it broke up the stable of Angle. And what do you think if it hadn't been? And also, I want to ask, like, what y'all's thoughts on what are y'all's thoughts on Team Angle? What's your thoughts on Kurt Angle? Excuse me. Like, what are your thoughts if Kurt Angle never got injured with that neck injury, and they would? And how long do you think they would have been a team? Like Angle and Benjamin and Haas as Team Angle. Let me know in the comments down below, and that's the end. And this, yes sir, ma'am, that's the end of your wrestling news video, where I talked about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know on the Wrestling Inc. article. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a huge thumbs up button, comment down below, subscribe, click the bell notification icon button so you can be the first one to know when I upload my latest new wrestling news video. And make sure to check out NXT later on tonight. And I'll see you all there. Hope we have a great Tuesday. Till we see each other again. Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out of here. Bye-bye, my SNA fans.